so day 121, and I'm going to explain what happened in the last 24 hours because you might be a bit confused. Yeah, right. I was at Musgrave and I had to get to Cohen, and the distance between them was about 109 according to the mile markers on the road, but my GPS said 111, hereabouts, whatever. Let's call it 110. Yeah, I needed to do it at night time, I figured, because if I did it at daytime, basically the temperature is so hot that I reckon I was going to get heat stroke or something like that over the course of it, and I wasn't going to be able to get enough water. So what are we talking about here? Temperature in the day is around 30 degrees, and at night time it's about 25. So with humidity, which was around 95% last night, that makes the apparent temperature at night time 30 degrees, and during the daytime about 35. We're talking stinking hot, the type of thing you can barely even escape in the shade because of all the humidity. So yeah, I ran at night time. I figured that it was not a question of choice. I wasn't going to be able to make it in the daytime. It was going to be a certainty that I was going to contract heat stroke. And it was going to take me longer than there are daylight hours anyway, so I had to be doing some running at night, so hence why not do all my running at night. Get a good head torch and see what happened. As you would have seen in the video, is the head torch, which it faded out, like not completely. It eventually plateaued about the point you saw that video previously, and it was just enough for me to kind of keep walking, or I could run when I found a section of bitumen, but because I knew it was going to be flat, or I trusted that it was. But yeah, what ended up happening is that there are a lot of risks involved in doing it at night time. There's potentially a lot of snakes, and because of the remoteness of it, even an EPIRB in that situation is kind of useless, because even with the bandage that I have, it gives me about 3 hours before I need someone to get to me, and if they got a distress signal from the road, I don't know if they'd be sending a helicopter like straight away like that. I think they'd be trying to send I don't know. Anyway, I reckon that 3 hour window wouldn't be met, and anyway, so not brilliant, but rock and a hard place. Anyway, all sorts of other things like packs of dingoes, people that I don't want to come across, cars. I came across herds of cattle and stuff like that went stampeding out of the way that got a fright from me. I'm just glad they didn't run at me. All sorts of stuff, but yeah, I made it through. After that video finishes, I started walking, and I walked for 2.5 hours or thereabouts, and very quickly I realised that the chafing, because I'd been like dripping, soaking wet in the middle of the night, not raining, but soaking wet from all the humidity, for 8 hours, chafing gets real bad. And so, dawned on me, why am I wearing pants? So, because these, there they are, crotch shot, I don't know if I showed you, anyway, whatever, they're just shorts, running shorts, and they come with inbuilt undies. I'm just, running on completely naked, and that was fine with me because it felt brilliant, and I wasn't about to see anybody, so that was fine. I just had my running shoes on and cruising along, just walking along at that stage. And what happened then? That's when I ran into a whole lot of cattle, spooked them. Had one with massive horns. I'm sure it's just a cow. There's some big cattle up here. Not an actual bull, but just staring me down. It was freaked out, and it didn't want to budge from the side of the road. And I just kind of walking past it. And, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I was really, really just this disgustingly claustrophobic feeling because I couldn't see, by turning things out completely, because the roads are so bad, like so muddy, but then it dries in sections that I'd trip, and there's spots where you could put your foot down something that's about 500 mil deep, where it's been completely eroded away, and break a leg or something like that. So I had to have the torch, walking slowly, just like seeing everything, and until eventually I came across bitumen, as I say, and then ran for about 10 more Ks because I was kind of trusting that. And then eventually I just got to the point I was so fed up with it all, I just sat down on the side of the road and waited for about 20 minutes, I think, until the sun came up, and then I just ran. I had all the energy in the world then, and ran all the way in to Carron, 110 kilometers, just like that. Well, not really. It was just one of the most painfully long nights of my life, and I never want to do anything like that. Again, it was just so, yeah, I just can't shake that claustrophobic feeling. Anyway, yeah, I got to a point and I got nothing to say. I think it's funny in hindsight, but always in hindsight. And I think it was funny looking back on that video of me at night time that I was managing to be in such a good mood, because it was potentially such a bad situation. And yeah, anyway, I'm glad of that. Whatever. I've just been sleeping, dazing today in a motel with some people who helped me out, donated a bed for me here in Carron at the Exchange Hotel, and so that is awesome because it's enabled me to just sleep, go get food, come back, sleep, and now I'm about to crash. It's about 9 o'clock, so enough rambling, and I will catch you tomorrow.